Rajasthan Royals, fifth on the points table, look in a promising position, can reach top 4. Yes.
They don't
surprisingly.
I'm surprised more than anyone. They didn't. I'm surprised they won even anything.
Wow. Well, so just a bit of a preview for our audience, a bit of a revision for our audience. Rajasthan Royals at 5th spot with 6 points in 7 games. They won 3 of them. Don't have exactly quite a nice net run rate, which will definitely come into play, but we do need to talk about them and their performance. Abhishek, the first impression, and you were talking about how impressed you are from where they are, but first impression, if we start from that squad, is the opener woes, because Manan Vora was unable to impress in the India League. Yashasvi Jaiswal didn't play that many games, and with Jos Buttler now out, how do you think this team will turn up in, and who will they turn up to in terms of opening in this second leg?
I don't know. They probably use their youngsters better than Hyderabad does. I mean, I don't say they use their youngsters better, but they back their youngsters more. Yeah. They will back Dubey more. They will back Tewatia. Tewatia is not a youngster anymore, but they will back Tewatia. They will back Dubey. They will back Jaiswal and Parag. They have invested in these cricketers, and they will keep backing them through the hilt. They will promote them up the order if needed, even if it means taking a big risk and putting their side under pressure. But they will back them, and that is what I love about Rajasthan. I've always loved that.
Yeah,
they back unknown faces to the hilt, and it's not about promoting once or twice. They will keep promoting them. They will give them the run. Maybe we'll see a new opponent this time.
Yeah, and talking about that, they have 3 changes in the squad. O'Shane Thomas, Evan Lewis, and Andrew Tye. Beg your pardon. O'Shane Thomas, Ian Lewis, and Tabraiz Shamsi in for Jos Buttler, Ben Stokes, and Andrew Tye. And this might be a little bit of game changer for them. We do need to talk about Tabraiz.
Shamsi will have enough games to finish as the purple cap winner? No, right? Too late.
Perhaps a little late, but we do need to talk about him. But we
started in 2008, but he still won the orange cap.
Yeah. With purple cap, it might be a different story. We don't even know what the pitches are going to be like. But therein is the debate, not the debate, the conversation around Tabraiz Shamsi has been the heart of a lot of conversations, especially in the T20 format. What do you think about him as an addition to this Rajasthan team?
He takes wickets. He doesn't give runs. He's the top-ranked bowler in the world. What's there to debate?
That's why I said it's a conversation. Yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't invest in him earlier. Any of the IPL.
Yeah.
But it's better late than never. I think they are not. Rashid Khan is an exception. Sunil Narayan is an exception. But Indian franchises are not too keen about investing in overseas spinners.
He had a brief stint with RCB.
Yeah. I think they think that, okay, spinners are something we can get at home. Why invest? Why occupy a spinner spot with an overseas cricketer? That is probably the line of thought, which is a very rational, logical thought. But if the top-ranked bowler in the world, I think he's definitely worth a pick. I can see South Africa emerge as the dark horse of the world T20.
Yeah.
And I would love to see Tabraiz Shamsi comes up with some of this. Have you seen his celebration? You have seen, right? His celebrations.
I really love that.
They light the tournament up. That's the thing. They light the tournament up. Even with his bowling, that's a wonderful addition, and that's what we want in IPL. I think Tabraiz Shamsi and Riyan Parag, that's the talk right now. Exactly. The celebrations.
And Parag, if they combine and come up with a celebration, I think that may break the internet.
Wow, it will be something else. It will be something else.
I thought the Bihu dance was special. This summer, Parag came up with the selfie celebration.
Yeah.
You saw that, right?
Yeah, yes. We all saw that, definitely.
And I have seen Tabraiz Shamsi celebrating with a sword.
He's
Yeah,
done
he was
magic
after taking
tricks. He's done it all. He's done magic tricks on ground with the ball and quite literally. So yes, a lot to see there. But Sandipan, what else do you want to add as far as this Rajasthan team is concerned? Will miss quite a few England players now, and they really filled up the spot for them. We talk about Jofra Archer now that they are returning to UAE. He was absolutely astonishing in the power play overs, set the game for them. But now, do you think they have a squad that can balance it out and not make them feel a little bit more sort of inclined towards missing those England players?
I think both Archer and Ben Stokes are irreplaceable. You cannot replace these two. I know that Josh Butler probably is yet to be unleashed in IPL properly, but Stokes and Burcher, I think it will be a big miss for Rajasthan. But again, Shamsi is a brilliant pick,
Now that they have
and they have Morris. They have Morris in their lineup.
they have they have one of my favorite death over bowlers, Mustafizur Rahman, who has
Exactly.
rediscovered himself in Bangladesh in this season.
Yeah.
He has been phenomenal in pitches where spinners are dominating, low pitches. Mustafizur has been outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen very few. I can tell you, very few seamers would have adapted so well on pitches that are designed to help spinners. He has been really. Cutters were always there. His changes, his variations. He is one of the best bowlers in death overs in the world at this point.
So basically, Rajasthan have both Shamsi and Mustafizur, one of the two top bowlers in T20 cricket at this point in their lineup. But if they want to play Miller, they cannot play both of them.
Yeah.
They can't.